December 18th, the rundown. Let's get right into it. Sony is the number one story. We talked about them yesterday. They're the number one story. But now they have gone ahead and canceled the movie. And I think Hollywood believes we are now officially at war. And that's not like a euphemism. They legitimately think we're at war. Big Cat, what do you got on this?
I don't fully understand who exactly is threatening us at this point, because I know, like we said yesterday, North Korea doesn't have the capabilities to hack us. So do they hire hackers? Are they going to hire terrorists too? So I don't really understand where the threat's coming from. I get it from Sony's perspective. If there was like a terrorist attack at one of the theaters while they were doing this, it would be pretty fucking bad for them. But at the end of the day, I still think this is all a long con, and the sales on iTunes and Netflix are going to be astronomical for this movie.
KFC?
You really think so? I don't know. I mean, I just still have no interest in seeing this. Like the video, the death scene leaked today. I watched that just because I wanted to see what the actual like assassination looked like in the movie. I still don't really fucking care. I mean, I just don't.
Well, let me say this, Kevin, to answer your question. When you like get into the conspiracy theory business and when you hop into it, you can't get out. So once I started digging on this,
got it.
You know, they could keep coming out with more information that proves my conspiracy theory is wrong. But I'm digging literally to North Korea at this point. This conspiracy theory.
Yeah, I don't think it's conspiracy. I'm getting a kick out of all these Hollywood. I mean, the quotes coming out of Hollywood are surreal.
Ridiculous.
I mean, it literally is like Hitler. It just is knocking on my front door right now, and I'm about to get thrown in like an oven. I mean, that's literally the way they're making this sound. It's just Hollywood being so over the top with everything in Hollywood matters. I think the whole thing's funny, and I don't think there were any real threats because the government said there's no threats. And the government would rule one of the terrorist game. If you think there's like 0.5% chance, you can't be like, no, there's no chance, because they'll look like idiots.
If there was real threats, it wouldn't have even gotten to this point. Like they would have caught wind of this so long ago. So it's ridiculous.
Yeah, you don't hear about these threats in the news. These are the threats that Bill Clinton tells chicks to get laid. He's like, this one time Russia almost bombed us.
Yeah, and along those lines, I'm convinced this has nothing to do with the movie, but the hackers have probably way more embarrassing emails that Sony just doesn't. If you're a Sony executive, what do you fucking care about your $42 million movie? You care much more about your job and your family, and they got these emails that you fucked all these chicks and shit like that. That's what they're keeping secret in my mind. The Bears.
I got to apologize to Dan because yesterday on the rundown on KFC Radio, I was telling him that he's not a real suffering fan, and that's my territory, and he hasn't been through enough yet. And like instantly, I think I mushed him because instantly after that, the Jimmy Clausen thing came out. And you're welcome now, Dan. Like you are welcome. We're, with open arms, Jets fans welcome you to the misery.
Oh, hold the fuck on, KFC. No way.
No, it's not. It's not long term, but this season. But this is the Jets. Has been like high level Jets-esque.
Yeah, but this is like the Jets go through this almost every year.
Yeah. No, listen, I'm still the king of the castle when it comes to this territory. But I'm saying it's gotten bad for the Bears.
I'm staying over at Kevin's bed and breakfast.
Yeah.
That's basically what I'm waking up every morning and eating my shit like actual diarrhea breakfast and drinking my coffee, and Kevin's like, "Oh, do you like that?" And like,
that's just my everyday diet.
And he lives there all year round. So, the Bears are starting Jimmy Clausen in the year 2014. Just those words, I must have said that to myself probably 50 times last night, just sitting on my couch being like, Jimmy fucking Clausen. Like, the guy, I went and tried to Google through highlights. It's just that the Sheridan Bowl or whatever in Hawaii when he had like a perfect game. That's it. That's Jimmy Clausen.
I saw Jimmy Clausen at a bar in Boston, Alibi, like 5 years ago. He was out of the league. What's he doing? And now he's starting a game. It's unbelievable. By the way, is Jay Cutler, is he still a friend of the program or no? Like, where are we at with him?
Oh, with Barstool?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
All right, good.
I mean, I wrote a blog on Monday or Tuesday. I was like, he's been bad. You can't say otherwise. I think he understands that, like, we have a job to do. He's been bad. And this, though, is a crazy move by Trestman trying to save his job, basically saying, it's not me, it's Jay. Here's Jimmy Clausen. Like, he's praying that Jimmy Clausen goes and lights the world on fire. He just forgot that it's Jimmy Clausen.
I got one last question on this. When Rex Ryan loses, I know he doesn't sleep. Like, he loses weight. He gets, like, his life is in shambles. I don't think, and of course I don't watch it like you, I don't think I've seen an ounce of emotion from Trestman. What's his deal?
Trestman is, like, he's like a high school science teacher. He is so calculated and measured with every little thing he does. Like, every quote is such bullshit. He has no passion. There's not a passionate bone in his body. Like, he just goes, he probably just lays. You know what he does when we lose? He goes home and he lays. He's the type of guy who lays and sleeps dead still so that when he wakes up, he can, like, take the covers off and then put it right back and his bed's made. Like, that's what he is. He probably doesn't move whatsoever, like a corpse lying there in his cold room, and blank brain. And he walks around with, like, slippers and, maybe not even slippers, because he's definitely, like, always takes his shoes off when he walks in the house. Always. Probably has, like, the fake fucking slipper boots that he puts over his shoes sometimes when he's in a rush. So that's who Trestman is. He's just so creepy and weird. Everything about him. I don't know if you heard this part. There was a leak that he addresses the team from the back of, like, the locker room. Like, he talks to their backs. So they're all just, like, there, and he won't be up by, like, the whiteboard up front. He'll just be talking, and no one will be listening.
That can't be true, right? I mean, that can't.
The guy is,
You know what, though?
He's not the head coach. And I was wrong. We were all wrong. Everyone was fooled. Everyone was wrong.
I think that's it. I think he's so in over his head. He's kind of like, I can't believe I even got this fucking job. I don't know. Let me just get to the finish line here, whatever.
KFC, and this may be putting you on the spot, but if we had to contrast the description of how Trestman handles a loss, like, what do you think Rex is doing at his house, after a loss?
I mean, first of all, that Big Cat description went off the fucking rails. I don't even know if I understand it. I mean, Rex, that's been Rex's thing. I think he probably goes home, like, starts drinking. Probably the only thing that really can calm him down is, like, his wife's feet. Starts rubbing the toes. That's the only thing that keeps him kind of calm. Otherwise, I think he's, like, breaking shit and slugging out of the bottle and, like, kicking his dog.
Rex probably goes home and, like, does, like, a lot of angry eating. Like, eats some ribs really angrily, like, shit everywhere. Trestman goes home and he'll, like, have, like, a cracker and maybe, like a little pinch of granola. Like a fucking little bird.
Next up, the rumors are heating up. Harbaugh to Michigan. Big Cat, the reason this is on, and I know you probably don't believe it. The only reason this is on the rundown today is I saw that tweet, like, what a desperation move. I've seen other people being like, it's desperate. This just proves Michigan doesn't matter, even though we took over Sony in North Korea as the #1 story in the planet when this came out.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, we did. It was everywhere. People I didn't even know. People who didn't even like football, like, you hear Harbaugh maybe going to Michigan, because that's what happens when Michigan gets to the front. First of all, I don't actually think Harbaugh, I think it would already happen. I don't think Harbaugh is going. I think we're getting Dan Mullen. That's what my sources tell me. They're waiting until Mississippi State game is over. They're going to get him. We love Harbaugh. I don't think Harbaugh is leaving the NFL. But that offer and that money is everything that being a Michigan man is about. That's all the stuff you guys talk about, the tradition. That's why we can make that offer, because the fan base, the merch sales, the wins, the history, the people caring, living and dying, being a Michigan man, obviously can throw that money out there. It's like when the Yankees pay $1 bazillion for everybody, people aren't like they're desperate.
Yeah,
that's the New York Yankees. We're the New York Yankees of college football, whether you like it or not.
Here's the difference, okay? When the Yankees throw a shitload of money at A-Rod wasn't fucking born in the Bronx. He didn't grow up as a Yankee fan. He doesn't have all these ties to the New York Yankees. Harbaugh has the ties. Michigan they can pull on the heartstrings, but they know that's not going to work because being a Michigan man doesn't mean shit anymore. So they have to fucking get the Brinks truck and back it up to Harbaugh's house and basically say, here's all the money, because we know Michigan and the allure of Michigan and the tradition does nothing.
No, but here's where you're wrong. If it wasn't Michigan, he'd never consider it. He wants to coach in the NFL. We may change his dreams. Like if Wisconsin came up with the same amount of money, he'd be like, no chance. You guys are a stepping stone school. Look at the last 5 coaches they're just trying to build their resumes and get the hell out of there.
And I like how you're already saying that he's going to stay in the NFL because you're basically like, oh, you know that Michigan doesn't fucking have that allure anymore, but you're saying, oh, no, it's just Harbaugh wants to stay in the NFL.
No, this is a guy who has his heart set on the NFL and winning a Super Bowl. I agree with that. But the allure, the fact that he can maybe get a statue in Schembechler Hall, that is making him second guess it. And then we're saying, look at us, look at all this money. We're the cream of the crop. Think about it. That's where we're at.
So I just want to. We're going to end this conversation. I don't want to take too long of the rundown, but I want Hank to go back to yesterday or 2 days ago when I basically said exactly what you just said, and you go, Michigan always gets their man. I said, no, Harbaugh wants to win a Super Bowl. Change topics real quick, but you think Michigan's getting Harbaugh?
Oh yeah.
I think Harbaugh is going to go to Michigan. I think he'll eventually end up at Michigan, but I think he wants to win a Super Bowl first because you can't he's the most competitive guy in the entire world.
And he was knocking on the door of one. He was right there.
Knocked on the door of one. His brother beat him. He's the most competitive guy in the world. He wants the highest honor, the highest thing that you can get. And I think that's the Super Bowl. And I think his agent says to him, hey, Jim, you're a hot commodity right now in the NFL. He can go anywhere in the NFL. He can go to the Jets, he can go to the Bears, he can go to the Raiders, he can go anywhere. If he goes to Michigan and spends the next 5-10 years there, he can't go back to the NFL.
You should come to the Jets. You want to win your Super Bowl, you come to the New York Jets.
In my mind, he's the golden goose. Like, if he comes to the Bears will be better instantly. If he goes to the Jets will be better instantly.
Agreed.
He's the golden goose. If he goes to Michigan, Michigan will probably win a national championship.
Yeah, and that's what I try to explain. When it runs through the blood, that's the X factor. It's the Michigan man persona. I think he goes back to Michigan.
So you're basically just taking my argument and putting it in your own brain and saying it was El Presidente original.
I'm not putting it in my brain.
We'll do that. Hank can find that clip.
You said that, and if that's why he doesn't go, that will be it. I thought he was going to go, but he would have gone by now. And like I said, I have sources that are telling me Dan Mullen.
Well, he wouldn't have gone by now, by the way, because he's under contract.
Yeah, season's still going.
Yeah, he's under contract. You realize he's under contract for another year.
Yeah, but he'd get out of it. Like he
can't. No, because that is if you want to give me an argument for why Harbaugh's not going to Michigan, it's because the 49ers want compensation. They want draft picks. So they only want to deal with NFL teams, and they're only going to let him out for an NFL team. That's the compelling argument.
No, I don't think that's the truth, though. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I think Michigan could get him out. They'd bring that big old maize and blue block M wheelbarrow full of money, and money solves that. Dan, when you get into the CEO role, you're going to find out real quick, money solves all problems. Draft picks this, draft picks bag. You put that wheelbarrow with the cash, people start talking real fast. Money solves everything. This flight from Korea or whatnot, unbelievable turbulence, like my absolute nightmare, by the way. I am not a turbulence guy. I freak out when we go a little bump. I grab, I white knuckle. So this is a nightmare.
Dear Lord, please let us land safely. I love my family. I love my family very much. Everybody, please.
KFC?
Yeah, this is scary shit. It made my palms sweat just watching it. I don't care who you are, how tough you are. You hit a little patch and you drop and you get that feeling in your stomach. everybody kind of goes, oh, fuck. No matter who you are, no matter how many times you fly, that goes through your head for a split second, like we're going down. And when it just keeps going, and when people are praying and screaming and shit, I can't even believe someone was composed enough to get their phone out to film it, because I would have just been shitting my pants.
Big Cat?
Anyone who doesn't admit what you just said, Kevin, is a total fraud. I probably have had that conversation with myself almost every flight I've ever been on, where you hit a bump and you're just like, all right, well, this was a good run. Like, sucks that I'm going to die now. And then you look out and you're like, this really, like, this is going to fucking suck. And then the captain comes on and is like, oh, we just hit a little turbulence. We're fine.
Yeah. 1,000 times worse to be with, like, Asians. No offense to Asians, but if you're an American and people are speaking Chinese, like, the turbulence is bad without people screaming in Chinese, like, and you just don't, that is a death scenario. Also, quick side note that doesn't have to do, I think this is an American Airlines flight or U.S. Air flight. There are TVs on the flight. They have to start telling you what flights have the TVs on those flights. It's like a crapshoot. It's insane.
And Wi-Fi. They need to make it clear. I know you can go look it up, but I shouldn't have to look it up. It should email me saying this is what you have.
I don't think you can look up the TVs, can you?
More importantly, it should just be totally standard. That should be every flight from now on.
Yeah.
2014.
Yeah, we flew to, where the fuck were we? Arizona without TVs because Paul's a fucking moron. So you got to go JetBlue, but how can some of these have TVs and some of them can't?
Have you guys been on a flight recently where there's no TV or Wi-Fi? It's honestly...
You just sit there.
Yeah, you just sit there with like your own brain. It's the worst. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
I actually saw people reading books, and that to me is like the lowest form. I love people who read books. The only reason books exist is none of this other shit was invented. Like, books are for absolute bums. We are going to try to write a book, though.
But buy that one. Read that one.
So buy that one. You get one. That's an exception that is what's the exception that proves the rule.
It might just be a DVD player when you open up the cover.
Yeah, exactly. We'll figure it out. But for the most part, if you read a book, you're an asshole. Kardashian lookalike. The upset with this one is a dude who spent $150,000 to look at Kardashian. Banana Land. Big Cat, what do you got?
The lips are banana land, like literally. I saw that and I just wanted to puke. I don't have any. What else is there to say? That guy makes me want to vomit and makes me wish I didn't have eyeballs.
KFC.
What's really crazy is that Bruce Jenner is basically doing this for fucking real on his own. Not Kim Kardashian, but he's going through the same exact shit. That guy was just horrifying. And what do you? That's got to be the worst plastic surgeon ever, right?
The weird thing is,
result, I'd be like, what the fuck is this?
For a nanosecond, I saw the resemblance. I was like, it came and goes like a magic eye. I was going through all the emotions. I felt gross. Then I was like, I kind of see it. Banana Land indeed. Last one, real quick. Doris Burke with showing off her handle in studio.
Providence is Providence in the house. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, baby.
I love Doris Burke. For some reason, K. Marco just said hot sauce in it, which made me laugh even more. Hat tip to Doris Burke, KFC.
Yeah, no, she got handle. I guess it makes sense. I don't know why it surprised me, because she's like this fucking basketball bull dyke, but she's got moves, man.
Big Cat.
She can ball. She played at Providence. They were saying that were yelling that. I like that. The perfect part about that was Jalen Rose and Avery Johnson behind, like whooping it up like it was Rucker Park or something.
I love Doris Burke. I've said that. She's one of my favorite female sports people out there. She's genuine. She knows her stuff, and she's got handle. So I've been on Team Doris Burke forever. I will die on Team Doris Burke. I love her. So that's the rundown. Anything? Do we even have an after show today?
I like the cute little matching sweatshirts today. I should have worn mine.
Oh yeah. Wait, what's going on with your desk there, Dave? It seems like it's kind of getting a little out of control.
We have these fucking presents. Like, people send, I've gone over that. I meant to blog it. It's Like people, Godiva chocolates, Peppermint Bark. These people who do, but I don't give a fuck about your Christmas presents that you send me corporate. Like I don't.
Well, I mean, as a matter of fact, if these are even addressed to you as a Christmas present, you should be denying them as HJIC.
No,
Ooh.
no, corporate people aren't that dumb. Corporate people are very particular with like holiday greetings,
Holiday,
best. Yeah, they don't do that. Corporate people are generally, but it's just such a waste of money. Like, I don't even know who it's from. I don't give a fuck if you send it to me. Most of the shit's gross. We don't send it out.
But seriously, like, give me an example of who's sending you a gift, because I can't even imagine who the fuck would send this to Barstool HQ. Like, is it like an advertising agency?
No, it's like the people who do our video player sent me one. Taboola, like the people who are our clients, actually, sort of like the widgets and shit.
Have you gotten the big popcorn wheel? That is awesome.
Well, no, I wouldn't be complaining about the popcorn
That's
wheel.
worthwhile.
That's the best.
Yeah.
Then you grab a little pinch of each and throw it on your face.
Godiva chocolate must have like we're getting a ton of Godiva chocolate. It's gross. I don't want it.
What's your favorite popcorn of the flavors there?
Oh, it's a great question.
You gotta go.
Caramel.
Yeah, caramel cheese mix.
Yeah, I guess so.
Wait, no,
if you got to pick between cheese and caramel, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would generally go caramel. But those are two things that it really depends on the quality. Like it sometimes one can be better than the other. It depends on the quality.
They're totally, even though they're both popcorn, they're totally different snacks. Like if you want to just crush popcorn, I'm going with the cheese. But if you want like a sweet, tasty snack.
I could eat the whole sleeve of cheese for dinner, and then I could eat the whole sleeve of caramel for dessert.
And I'm also saying there's different quality like manufacturers of each. So I may like one more like, but yeah, popcorn. Send me popcorn. That I would eat. So if anybody's sending us fucking gifts, send us that. I mean, I like candy canes. Send me a candy cane. This shit, Peppermint Bark. I don't want that.
What? That's the best.
Peppermint.
Better than candy cane.
Peppermint Bark.
Yeah, it's just chocolate.
I mean, I'm not a fan of it, to be honest.
Yeah,
we're gonna do Peppermint Bark review right now.
Yeah, I don't think you know what it is. If you don't like that, and
I read the description.
It's candy cane attached to chocolate.
Yeah, I don't like chocolate on my candy cane.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the chocolate mint combo.
Yeah, me neither.
Ooh, you guys don't like Andy's mints?
No, I hate that. I hate peppermint patties, mint chocolate chip ice cream. Those are two separate things in my world. Those should be separate.
Oh yeah, remember Dave when I got mint chocolate chip ice cream and you looked at me like I had 6 heads?
Yeah, I don't like mint. I think you're an absolute. I think only psychos get that. So here we go. Mint Bark review. One bite.
It's gonna be a 0. It's terrible.
It's like a 1. It's not my thing. It's not my thing.
I'd eat everything on that desk.
I think Feidelberg just took it.
Yeah, because he's got a refined palate. Lady Feidelberg knows what's good.
Thanks. In general, though, I think candy canes are a little too Christmassy, Dave. So if you're gonna embrace this role, you got to be out on all of it.
No, I like candy canes.
Just
Did
feel
you
like
see someone snitched last night saying Streisand was on a show singing Christmas carols too? You got to get on that.
And I got this Marco Buttarelli guy just fucking said like a Super Mario picture and said he's stealing all the coins like a Jew. So now I got to go after this guy.
Maybe,
This is a full motherfucking time job. This is a full-time job.
It's Mario Balotelli, and that's like a month old.
Why is it going viral now?
I have no idea. He is all of those races. Like his mom is Jewish. His whole thing is to stamp out racism in soccer in Europe.
I think the Jews should just give up, Dave, at this point. The holiday's no good.
Wait a minute, what do you mean
Jews don't
Marco
even want to be
Buttarelli?
Jewish anymore. Just admit that you're wrong with the whole Jesus Christ thing and call it a day. It's over for the Jews. Their time in the sun is over.
His adopted. That's like, this sounds like fucking the dentist there who switched for the jokes. That's what sounds like Buttarelli's doing.
Buttarelli.
Does.
Buttarelli.
Yeah. All right. Oh, what the hell? Oh, I'm looking forward to reading this article. What the hell happened to Boston.com? They're going to trash him. Now I'm excited. Now I get ready to read.
All right, well, I get to go watch Mark Trestman creepily talk and mumble into a camera. He probably, you know what Mark Trestman does? I'll just leave it with this. Mark Trestman has plastic on all his furniture. That's what Mark Trestman.
I mean, you are essentially have just described like a mass murderer. That's like,
That's what I
You know what? He's like, you know those Hunter Pence jokes? That's Mark Trestman. He actually does all of those things.
You can go either way. He's just so creepy and weird and just like, how do you stand in the back of a locker room and talk to people?
that can't be
That's
true.
insane.
That cannot be true.
He should. I mean, if that's true, he should have been fired the instant that started. That's
But the guy on top of him is a creep too. They're all creeps. The Bears just filled the whole building with creeps and thought it would work.
Oh man, I really am trying to book tea times in Arizona and stuff, deciding what events to go to. We're talking to somebody. There's a Maxim party here, and there's just so much. And you guys have this debacles. I mean, I'm looking at it's 80 and sunny, Scottsdale, the 16th hole on Saturday. It's just gonna be Grunk's like banging Padima Lushkina last night on the chef. Everything is coming up, Patriots. Everything's coming up, Patriots.
When they lose this year, it's going to be sweeter than ever, I think.
Quick question though, Dave. If you go, you gotta stay an extra day so that you can party with the team that night, right?
Oh well, Monday.
You think you'll be able to get invite to the Super Bowl after party? Because you know Gronk's partying no matter what.
The best is going to be if I get the media day before. I have so many, walk up to Belichick and just be like, do you remember me? Like, do you remember when we went to dinner in Nantucket?
I don't think you can walk up to Belichick on media.
I don't think you know how this works.
What are you talking about? He's going to have a podium.
You're thinking of, the punters and the kickers. Those guys mingle. And
no, he's going to have a podium.
Yeah, he's got a podium, but it's like there's going to be 400 people.
Yeah, and I'm going to be screaming from the back, just like I did with the pizza.
You should just bring a pizza.
I guarantee you, if I'm in that room, my question, Belichick will hear it. Whether he'll address it, I don't know. I'm going to ask Edelman why he doesn't like me. I'm going to ask, obviously, Belichick if he remembers me. Gronk, probably what his favorite website is, and if he's 69 to anybody lately. I don't know. I'm going to have a whole list of questions.
Are you going to put the elephant in the room with Brady?
Yeah. I'm going to ask him if he hates me.
If he remembers when I posted his son's dick, that would be that would bring the internet down.
Yeah, I posted your son's dick. It was huge. Do you hate me?
How's your son's dick going now? It's been 3 years. How's your son's dick now?
Is your kid's dick still huge?
You grow into that thing yet?
Oh man. All right. I'll talk to you later.
All right. See ya.